Hey there, welcome to GSPN's Milwaukee Bucks post-game coverage. We are through 3 games of Bucks Pacers in the first round, and the series isn't over. I mean, technically it could never be over, but 2-1, Bucks get back toward being in the series with a huge win over Indiana, thanks to the first game in Gary Trent Jr.'s Rafters resume here. A wonderful 37-point outing. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what else worked for the Bucks besides just Trent carrying them on their backs, and what we need to see from Milwaukee to continue the winning ways to see us knotted at 2-2 after the late night Sunday showdown. I'm Ty Windisch. We're presented by Prize Picks, our pals at America's #1 daily fantasy sports outlet, where you can use code Eurostep and should use code Eurostep to get $50 when you play $5 lineup for the first time, win or lose. And I am joined by my Eurostep compadre, Rohan Katti, and the great Jordan Treske, the Kevin Harlan right now. He's calling both things. NFL draft, Bucks playoffs. He's got it all. Fellas.
Did you about to call him Kevin Hart?
That's what I thought too. I was like, I love the movie
oh, no.
Central Intelligence.
Oh no, I was like, oh no, what's going on here?
Was not gonna call him Kevin Hart. Was not gonna do that. Fellas, how's it going?
Doing well. I'm like I said when we were talking before the live pod started, I'm doing better than I thought I was going to pregame. Yeah.
A doubter.
Yeah, I am similarly not off the walls, but very calmed and very reassured. This would have been a lot different podcast had this been what 8:30, 8:45 when the Bucks were coming out of halftime down 10. Let's just say that.
It's a live pod, and the Bucks are a live pod. Yeah, it felt bad again, even though I don't think the plus minus tells the same story necessarily for the starters. I mean, we just keep seeing the same movie with that group. Brook Lopez, I love him. Everyone knows, big litmus test guy over here. Just can't play here. He just can't. It just doesn't work. The strategy with Brook out there is just pray for misses, basically. And they got some of those as well, which is, I think, why the starter minutes weren't a huge net negative. But the bench unit, the unit we've been talking about, the unit we've been obsessed with, which is a little different now because Dame is back. But basically, Giannis, Trent, Portis, Green, and right now Dame, formerly, Rollins or KPJ or whoever, a point guard out there with that group. They did it again. I mean, they put this game away. They slammed the doors shut, despite Portis, who I still think is playing relatively well. Had some ugly turnovers in the second half. Otherwise, I think he's playing pretty well. Didn't have a shot at all the whole night, which you'd hope he can snap out of that. KPJ still not able to give them very much, but those lineups defensively are just giving Indiana big problems. And with the way the Bucks were defending, Indiana only got to 100 in garbage time on their last made shot, ended up with 101. The Giannis and Trent offense was more than enough for the Bucks. I mean, we've got to start with Gary. It was just, one of the better Bucks playoff performances we've ever seen. Like both ways. 4 steals.
Yeah. And I think before we even start with Gary's performance, we haven't even mentioned that Gary was starting this game for the Milwaukee Bucks. Taurean Prince removed from the starting lineup. I want to talk about Gary, but I want to talk about let's talk about Gary first. It's deserved.
It's gotta be Gary.
Gary Trent Jr. inserted into the starting lineup for the Bucks in this game. His first playoff start in around 3 years, I believe.
2022.
2022. Yes. And he comes out, he shows out. This is a guy who's been struggling from distance in this series thus far, 2 games, adjusting to being Goggles Gary. Just a guy who's, as Marcus was saying on the broadcast, like really showing that he was brought to be the starting 2 guard of this team. Last offseason, you signed Gary Trent Jr., one of the prizes of free agency at the time. And you're like, oh my goodness, this guy's a perfect 2 guard next to Dame. He knows how to play with Dame. He's going to be a great shooter for Giannis. He can do a lot of stuff off the catch. He can play defense a bit. He's not going to be a stalwart, but he knows what he's doing. he didn't even need to operate off the catch in this game. He just shot. That's what mattered in this game. One of the all-time great playoff performances from a Milwaukee Buck. I think that goes without saying. If the Bucks lose this game, they're done. Obviously, they're down 3-0. Gary Trent Jr. wills them to victory. No one else in this series from the role players, that triumvirate that the great Marcus Johnson liked to talk about with you and I, Ty. It was great.
Yeah.
Had really stood out. But Gary really set the tone. He was a guy who was proven to be a reliable shooter for Giannis in this game, where Giannis in these last couple games, when he's dictating how the offense flows, has not trusted a lot of guys, and for good reason. They're not doing what they need to do. They're not making the right passes. They're not making shots. He trusted Gary in this game because Gary was just a flamethrower and just crazy. One of the greatest shooting performances you will ever see. We cannot say enough good things about Gary Trent Jr. here because he I didn't see this coming. I really didn't. I thought it would be probably something more split up. You see Gary have 2 or 3 or 4 made threes. You have AJ, maybe a couple made threes here and there. Kuzma maybe picks it up a little bit, and you get these role players by committee. And not to lump AJ Green in there because he did play well, and we'll talk about him later. But Gary just single-handedly took control of this game and really put this team on his back for an opportunity that he hasn't really showcased a lot this season, but he did when it mattered.
Yeah, that I could not have said it any better myself. I think one, we had talked about who do the Bucks turn to revitalize the starting lineup after game 2. It wasn't like Gary was the most obvious example because as good as he was in game 1, he was a little bit wobbly in game 2. It was just do you turn to him? Do you turn to Kevin Porter Jr., who, up until this point, I mean, even still going on, he hasn't found it offensively, but you needed to make the change. Unless they were going to go really radical, and Doc Rivers is not known for his radicalism, if we could admit that.
I don't think so.
It felt like the most not, I shouldn't say obvious, but it felt like the safest move for the Bucks to make, and then it just pays off with him. It wasn't even just he was a flamethrower, but it wasn't it felt very Klay Thompson like the obvious example is game 6 OKC, where there wasn't a lot of wasted movement, there wasn't a lot of dribbles, he's hitting threes, the arc of his shots are rainbows. He's getting contested out on in the corner, and it still doesn't matter. So I mean, when you're that dialed in, what else can you do? The fact that he tied Ray Allen for most threes in a Bucks playoff game kind of says it all,
Did he tie him or break it? I thought he broke it.
He tied it.
Oh, he did tie it. They should have gotten him the 10th one, man.
June
it was right
well,
there.
It was the one that he was on the line.
Oh, that's true. He had 10 shots that were called threes at the time, but obviously one got called back. I love the Klay comp because it was that you're totally right in that. I mean, he went within the arc a little bit. He had 2 twos that he made out of his 4 tries there. He got fouled a few times. It wasn't totally, it wasn't as surgical as Klay, but it was pretty close. One of my favorite things about Trent is, some guys, it feels like, they're really good off the catch, but if they have to put the ball down at all, they're not good. Some guys vice versa. Dame, I feel like, is much better usually off the dribble or the step back than he is generally. Trent, it feels like it doesn't even matter that much. A wide open catch and shoot, he'll make it. Contested catch and shoot, he'll make it. But his favorite might be that little sidestep dribble. He absolutely loves the mini relocate, knock it down, and he was drilling those tonight as well.
He was watching a lot of Malik Beasley tape from the Bucks last year.
Yeah, except regular season Beast tape, thankfully, is what he had turned into for this. But the other thing, too, I mean, the scoring is what everyone's going to talk. And obviously, I mean, he had 37 points. Giannis had 37 points. No one else for the Bucks had more than 12. That was AJ Green on a diet of all threes, which, hey, that'll do. I don't need him doing anything else. The scoring load is worth discussing. Trent had 4 steals in this game, as much as the rest of the Bucks combined. And one of the things I talked with Tony East about, you can find that on Locked On Pacers, also that combo and Rohan's combo with Alex Golden of setting the pace, also on our audio feed only. So if you don't subscribe to audio, make sure to go check that out for some bonus content here. One of the things I said, though, is the Bucks perimeter defenders have just not been forceful enough. They don't attack the ball at all when it was Prince and Kuzma and Dame starting, and that let Indiana get comfortable. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the stat that he had shared. The Pacers are actually being slowed down significantly by the Bucks. Like some of their slowest games of the entire season in half court, but they were still getting great looks. And what I said was, if you have forceful defenders on the perimeter, they're not going to let a team get 5 looks. They're not going to let you run 5 actions in one possession. Like the ball gets knocked out. You have to inbound again or it's a steal. That was Trent. I mean, he was all over it. He's a pest. Like I don't think he's an amazing defender. He's not locked down. He's not like, you're not looking like, oh, is that Lou Dort out there? But he knows how to jump into the dribble lane. He jumps into passing lanes. He makes himself annoying on defense. And that was enough in this game. That's for sure.
It's more resistance than any other Buck has put up on the perimeter.
Easily.
It is. It's just that sort of energy. And like, I truly hate saying these kind of cliches, but it truly was that energy that he really, like, the rest of the team feeds off of. And I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it,
the
Jordan.
second E.
I think there's an app. You just said the appetizer. Go for the entree with some effort.
Yeah.
But you can tell you really feed on this. Like the team feeds on this, and of course the home crowd really helps out. And hopefully they can carry this into game 4. Like the rest of the role players can really carry that energy, because I think that's the biggest momentum shift that is possible in this series.
Yeah.
But it's really like the defense is so great, and you can see it's kind of infectious. You can see AJ Green getting fired up, Dame having 2 blocks. Like he's not doing anything on the offensive end. We'll talk about that. That was sad. I said he couldn't do worse on the offensive end, and then he did. So, yeah. I said that on our pod and setting the pace, so that was cool. But just everyone locking in on the defensive end, making that Indiana Pacers team slow down in the non-Brook Lopez minutes is really important. Just mucking it up. That's this Bucks team identity. They've been lost trying to find an identity. They were set adrift like they were Kevin Costner in, what was that movie? Ocean World or something?
Waterworld.
Oh, Waterworld.
Waterworld. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
What a GSPN callback.
Not the Kevin Costner movie that I thought was going to be referenced this week. I
gotta make one weird reference every pod. But
have you seen Waterworld?
No, not a chance.
Okay, so you only make references.
Have you been on the Waterworld ride?
Seen.
What Waterworld ride?
I believe it's either Disney's or the Universal Studios one.
It's
still ongoing.
They were adrift though, looking for an identity, and it's like you can't quit it. You keep coming back to that same thing you want. You want it, and you keep coming back to it. And that's the Bucks and locking down on defense. And that's what they did in this game. That's what these smaller units can do. That's what these more versatile units can do. And that's how they asserted their will. And Gary really played a big role in that.
Yeah, I mean, make them beat you. Right? Like that's the Indiana Siakam
start off the back foot. Make them beat you. Don't let them beat you.
Don't give them open shots. I think Halliburton especially, he knocked down a couple of threes late in the game. He doesn't want to shoot off the dribble. He prefers not to. And the Bucks in the first 2 games, in the first half of game 3, like kept giving him the passes, and that's what he wants. And when you make him shoot, he doesn't like it. He gets uncomfortable. I saw Alex Golden share during the game, and I assume this is true because I think they made at least the same amount since then. Trent made more threes in this game than Tyrese has in the series. Like, make that guy beat you the way he doesn't want to. That's how you have to attack star players. Siakam, they just don't have much for. He's just really good. The thing is, he doesn't sustain it for the whole game. You just have to withstand the run and try to not give him the mismatch switches that they keep giving him. the one that late in the game, Giannis is like holding his ground, not switching. And then they just switch anyway after. And I think he got like Dame back. I'm just like, why? Just don't do it. None of these guys want to shoot off the dribble. They're treating Nembhard and Halliburton like it's Steph Curry. You don't have to do this. Make them shoot threes off the dribble. But in the second half, they got closer, right? It was more of like, you're going to have to beat whoever's in front of you, even if it's not our ideal matchup. And for the most part, again, outside of like the 4-minute run of Siakam, Indiana couldn't. They had no answer.
I think it's pretty telling. I mean, for all the defensive concerns that the Bucks had in Game 2, Taurean Prince only played 3 minutes, and that was practically because of, I shouldn't say practically, that was only because Gary Trent Jr. left the game with a shin contusion, and it didn't stop him from hitting threes. Brook Lopez, 15 minutes. Kuzma, you know how it is. It's first half, it's like he plays like dog crap, and then second half, he's like, okay, there's at least a little bit of juice there. But like they pretty much phased out anybody that was not that has been singled out defensively. And as we mentioned with Prince, that comes with context. He's not a stopper, and he's not someone that you can have him on a slippery guard like Halliburton, who just knows how to get through him at will. Brook, it's just the spacing, screening concerns that compromise the Bucks defense. When it came down to it, like, I know it's the fun things about like, okay, Gary's hitting his shots. AJ Green, we'll certainly talk more about him.
Yeah.
But like when it came down to it, if you're locked in, digging in defensively, if you're just trying to create havoc, that's why you're playing. Like Kevin Porter Jr. has not found it at all this series. 0 for 5. His only point came at the free throw line. Still a -5 because, and that's not great in a game where they won by 16, but still, it's like he was still giving them something defensively that Doc was like, it felt like at one point he was kind of wobbly with like, I'm going to take him out because he was just all over the place and his passes were just like, what are you doing?
Oh my
God.
God.
He's still doing things to just create havoc. I think it sounds so simple, but when they can sustain that for even just a half, like what the second half looked like, it just changes games.
No question. No question whatsoever. Let's talk about Giannis, which I think it's easy to take for granted, but also had 37. I guess shooting
10 from the free throw line.
Giannis has been saying it's do or die. And he approached this game like it was game 6 of the finals. And you've just got to respect it. 37 points, 12 boards, 6 assists. Number I gave Tony East was, I think you need to see at least 40 points and assists every single night from Giannis in this series. I think that's the magic number. Even if he has 37 points, if he has like 1 assist, probably not enough offense for Milwaukee total. 43 tonight, and probably could have been more assists. Like the Bucks in the first half were ice cold from 3, even with Trent and Green both being about, I mean, Carey's at 75%, AJ's at 50. They're still only 36% as a team for this game, and nobody could hit anything in the first half when they did trail by 10. But Giannis was making the right decisions, attacking a lot, of course. I mean, 73.7% from the field, 14 of 19. They have nothing. We knew they'd have nothing. We know this, but they have absolutely nothing. Like not even close
He's
to a
a
thing.
walking 50-point threat against the Pacers. Like we
This
know
was 32 minutes. Sorry, 32 minutes because of the foul trouble in the first half.
Yeah.
I really thought that the fouls early in the game were really going to shift the momentum, and I was really nervous about it.
It did.
Well, they did. Yeah, I mean they were down by 10 after even through the first quarter.
I mean, I think Eric Name was tweeting like, yeah, Giannis is still not out there, and it's like 8:30 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Which is, by the way, just to restate, the logical fallacy of foul trouble. Giannis ends the game with 2 fouls. So you limited his minutes to prevent him from getting fouls, in which he never picked up more of. So the only reason he had played less minutes is because you were worried about the foul trouble.
No,
there was no
Gary
world
to be co-leading scorer.
I mean, Gary only
There's
played
levels to
34. That's the interesting thing is like, because they're in this weird spot where even though they're trying to shrink the rotation, it's still no one's playing that much. And there was a little bit of garbage time too, but because they're starting with so many players, at least two, who shouldn't really be playing that much, and they're still going to get some actual burn, that like even favoring those guys a lot in the second half. Gary leads the way with 34 minutes. Bob is at 32. Giannis is at 32. Dame 31 and a half. Kind of a special case. Interesting. I don't know where it shrinks from here after, Lopez, who was at 14 and a half. And again, it's just clear. But anyway, sorry, back to Giannis. I mean, I don't know. Is there anything else to say? I mean, he's got this solved, and I think he's just playing perfect ball offensively right now.
I will say there were some moments in near the first half where it just felt like things were kind of unraveling, and the Pacers are doing a lot of the three defenders tightly like lined up together right around the free throw line, and it felt
the
like
barrier,
Giannis
as we
is
call it.
a barrier. Not, I won't say the other word, but it felt very like, and it was happening when the Bucks were hitting 3-point shots. Every offensive action felt very repetitious. Like it felt like every possession for like the next 7 minutes. But I felt like he was trying to force it, and why wouldn't you? He's such a, I mean, it's Giannis. And then they retake the lead in the third quarter, fast forwarding a little bit, and I just see like, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. And it's like, again, the baseline for him, even when he is in foul trouble, second quarter was not great. I'm only saying foul trouble.
No, it's Rohan sent a funny tweet. That's what we're. It's not you. Sorry, Jordan.
But the baseline that he just brings, it's just we have a loss of words of just keep saying the same thing over and over again. But it is just like, yeah, it's like it just feels like someone snaps their fingers. It's like, yep, Giannis is right there. Like he's always gonna be right there, even when whatever, he's not having his A game or whatever. It's like he's still hitting shots. His mid-range jumper looks so fluid. It's getting better as the season goes along.
It's back. It took a weird dip at the end of the season. Like it wasn't there at all, but it's starting to come back, which is, if there's any time to do it, it's right now. So.
9 to 10 for the free throw line. Obviously, being at home helps a little bit. You're not going to have Greek time guy with his arrow that broke midway through the game, right in front of his line of vision. It's just like, I don't know. We're not going to take Giannis for granted just because he has given so many different things. But even in a first round series where the Bucks are against the wall, it's like, yeah, he will find it. Don't worry about it.
And it's the crazy thing is I thought he could have played a lot better. Like
it's like it's so.
Have you considered shooting 100% from the field?
Well, have you considered not like giving the ball to the Pacers at times, like 5 turnovers?
Yeah, like there were a lot of that, and then it's like I don't know. It's
the baseline is just insane. That's the thing. It's like, I'm not trying to say that Giannis had a bad game by any stretch of the imagination. Don't get me wrong. Giannis, like, they're not winning this game without Giannis. Don't cloud that at all. But there's levels to it, like 37 is just a slightly above average game for Giannis. Like that's like, like I said earlier, he's a walking 50 ball. You say that, Ty. This dude averaged almost 31 a game for the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and 37's more than that.
I said it's more.
On 73% from the field.
I said it's
32
more.
in 32
I said it's
minutes.
more. I said it's above average.
I know you're just saying, whatever. Who cares?
I'm saying that he can do more. I'm not saying he needs to, but I'm saying
I know,
like,
but
that's the beautiful thing about it.
It's so crazy that we will never have another Bucks player to have this standard that we can talk about where it's like 37, 12, and 6 in 32 minutes. He's a freaking plus 24 in those minutes. And we're just still like, he can still be better. It's just crazy. And I know that's basketball, but it's just like, it's still, I don't know. It is just crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
Can we circle back to the starters discussion? Because I feel like we do need to have that.
We do. But first,
is it more?
We're gonna circle back to our friends at Prize Picks, who I don't know if everyone knows this, but it's Friday, which means it's Flex Friday on Prize Picks. So unlike the Bucks, I lost today, but it's Flex Friday. I opted in. My flex play was protected. So let's go through it. Let's see where did I err in my $5 for $125 6-pick flex play. Zero risk today here on Friday. Tyrese Halliburton, more than 14.5 rebounds and assists. He did indeed. He had 17. He got there. I knew not to go with the scoring. Bobby Portis, more than 13.5 points. Thought I could ride a Big Bob wave after that huge game 2 where he had, 29? Only ended up with 10. A lot of looks. I mean, the shot diet was there for it. He just couldn't get there. That'll happen. Andrew Nembhard, more than 15.5 points and assists. Pretty quiet Nembhard game. Only had 11. He was averaging over the 15.5. Pretty nice for the Bucks that he decided to quiet down a little bit. I did get this one, Pascal Siakam, more than 23.5 points and assists. He had 30, so was not close there. I really tried to, go with Bucks role players, thinking the home crowd would be a boost. Just didn't pick the right one. Gary Trent not on here anywhere. Kevin Porter Jr. more than 9.5 points and rebounds. Figured a couple baskets. He does fly high for those rebounds. Only ended up with 5. Just the scoring not there right now for KPJ. Hoped he could figure it out here. Didn't happen. And then Kyle Kuzma tried to fade less than 1.5 assists. I think he got the second one in garbage time. I'm pretty sure that happened when the game was decided. And he
It was
went
to
back out there.
Sims for his
Yeah,
dunk.
it was to Sims for his dunk. Not even mad. Wasn't going to get this either way. But that's the great thing about Prize Picks. They have special promotions like Flex Friday, so I can laugh through this because that was a protected play. Prize Picks is great. All basketball playoffs, all hockey playoffs, all baseball season, all women's basketball season. You can play on Prize Picks. And again, you could make a play like this, $5 play, win or lose. If you sign up today and use that code on the screen, Eurostep, or in the description, wherever you're watching or listening, you get $50 to play from there on out. And again, take advantage of Flex Friday. That could be like 10 years of Prize Picks for you. So check it out. Download the app today. Use code Eurostep. Help us out. Support the show. Prize Picks. Run your game. Starting 5, Rohan.
Wait,
what should it be?
one last thing on Giannis. Sorry. So I
Okay.
know I'm the one who said.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
The only players in NBA history to record 35 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, 5 plus assists, and 70% from the field in multiple playoff games. Giannis Antetokounmpo and LeBron James.
Is that good?
I think it's pretty good. LeBron's up there, right? Like as a basketball player.
His son might be up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're talking senior.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a little lower,
Yeah.
Starting 5, though. So we got Gary Trent Jr. inserted into the starting lineup. I thought, I was like, there's no way there's not a change, right? Like
Doc was toying with us yesterday.
He really was after practice.
We want to change. We want to react, but we don't want to overreact.
He didn't overreact. That's for sure.
Listen, like when he just does that, like classic, just like.
God, I can't wait till we don't have to hear him anymore.
I mean, if things go well, yeah.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
He loves stability within organizations, Rohan.
Yeah. We'll have to talk later in the show about Horst getting extended.
Yes. Yeah, we will have to do that. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So we get Gary inserted into the starting lineup, and that's the only change. That's not what I expected, and I still don't think it's enough. I don't think Brook Lopez needs to play another minute in this series.
It is.
I don't think he does.
No,
I really don't. I still think if you take
I put a plan out there. If you want to throw him out there when Thomas Bryant comes in for a couple minutes, see what you can get, whatever, especially if you need some scoring, because he didn't score in this game. Usually he can get you a couple of buckets. Maybe.
Especially against the Pacers this year, he's been able to do that, but he hasn't done that in the playoffs.
And Sims has been really good, so I don't even really need that, to be honest with you. I'm not caping for it. I'm with you, too.
I don't think you need to see more Brook Lopez in this series. Like I said the same thing with Alex Golden. Like you can match the Thomas Bryant minutes if you need to, but to what are you trying to gain there? Like what's the advantage? What do you gain by playing Brook Lopez? You don't. You have rim protection when you have Jericho out there and Giannis out there, or Giannis. They have not; those two have not shared the court in this series. But you have 48 minutes of rim protection out there. You really do. And
Well, yeah,
every
plus
single
Dame also.
yeah, that as a rim protector, absolutely. Yeah. Uh crazy game. Insane game. Uh we're talking about Dame defensive highlights instead of his offensive highlights. It's crazy.
He
But
was holding it
like
down out there.
you watch the minutes with Brook Lopez out there and you watch the minutes without Brook Lopez out there, and it's night and day. It
Yeah.
really is. The Indiana Pacers, to their credit, very well coached team, very well executed. Like they know exactly what they want to do against every single personnel group. Like they're a good team. Like I don't think that goes without saying at this point. They're a good team. Every time Brook Lopez is out there, they are hunting him in every possible situation, multiple times, every single possession, on ball, off ball. Like Miles Turner just needs to like run fast when he doesn't have the ball, and he can get an open shot. That's what we're.
It reminds me of the Towns matchup.
It's the thing. It's a
Especially
fast
this
shooting
year.
center.
Yeah.
It's Cat. It's Turner. It's Porzingis. All of these great centers in the Eastern Conference for some reason. It's really annoying, but
Yeah, Chad is asking, could he play against Cleveland? Yeah, I think for sure.
for sure,
mean,
just
the whole
not
game.
in this matchup. It's
Yeah.
like Bobby in 21 to a lesser extent. I don't think Brook Lopez is as valuable now than Bobby was then, but like where you freeze Bobby out of that net series and then he comes back later. But like
How much has Bobby grown, by the way? This Bobby, the
Oh
way
my
he's playing
God.
right now, he could have played in that series.
Oh my God, absolutely. He is doing exactly everything we have asked him to do for years, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
There were a couple of times where it's like they just gave him in the post. I was like, you know what, Bob, you deserve this, man.
you earned one.
Get in
Gotta
your
get going
office.
on that. Yeah.
But Brook Lopez, that the Pacers, whenever he's on the court, they are generating open shots no matter what. It's kind of hard to watch.
The
It's
defense
like
is like, just pray, bro.
that's what it's like you were saying earlier, Ty. They got away with this series because you just hope for misses when he's
Yeah.
out there, and they got those misses. But that's not good basketball. That is not good game plan. That is not good execute. I mean, I guess they're executing what they thought they could, but that's not a good game plan at all, and it's not sustainable. It really isn't. If you want to win 3 out of the next 4 games, you got to do that. So I don't think Brook Lopez needs to play another minute in this series. And I don't think and that obviously means he shouldn't be started. I think there's still more changes that should be made in the starting lineup.
Yeah. I mean, Bob, are you saying after that?
No, I mean, we can start with Bob. I think that's fine.
I'm ready to just rip the Band-Aid off, man. I want to hear what you think,
don't
Jordan.
Don't play Brook or Kuz.
No, I'm not saying don't play. I think Kuzma can play in the series. I still believe that. I don't think he's one of your best 5 players right now. I would start Dame, Trent, Green, Portis, Giannis. I'm not worried about the mismatches or the size anymore, because if you're going to just give up every switch, does it even matter? Like, you're going to have Dame out there anyway. You know, they're getting Siakam on Dame. Why do I care about Kuzma versus Trent when one of them is giving you so much more offensively, just consistently? Green has been really good. I mean, we said we'd circle back to him. 4 of 8 from 3, hit some big ones, hit up just about a logo 3 at one point, and helped just blow the doors off. And they just play differently on offense when it's Giannis and that group with Trent and Dame, and now, or Trent and Green and now Dame, of just like the defenses are so behind the 8 ball. Because when you send that second to Giannis, there's a shooter somewhere. And especially now, they're not putting Bob out there on the perimeter as much. Like, he more became a dunker guy. So if Bob's man leaves, he's getting a layup, and he's been good at finding that spot. Anybody else, you're giving an open catch and shoot 3 to Gary Trent Jr., Damian Lillard, or AJ Green. And it's just death. Like, there's no good option. There's just nothing. Whereas in the starters, like, I think Kuz was like 1 of 2 from 3. Like, he did knock one down. But it's same with we've talked about with Lopez before. Teams are going to be like, Indiana's going to be like, cool. You know, like, all right, Kuzma, if you can beat us from 3, we'll live with that. I don't think you feel the same way given that shot to AJ Green. And the other thing I wanted to mention, another number I'm looking for. I want to see 20 combined attempted threes from Trent and Green. They hit it exactly in this game. Bomb away, dude. Like, freaking bomb away, man.
That's
Like,
what they're
Indiana.
out there to do. You
Yeah.
know, like if you're not going to provide that spacing, what's the point? And that's what we saw in the first 2 games. If you're not going to be spacing, if you're not going to be confident in your shots, what's the point of you being out there? There was a few times early in the, like, not to go back to Trent fully, but like early in the first half where he kind of like dribbled and kind of like hesitated, tried to pull from mid range. He's like, "Oh, should I really take the shot?" And he missed. And you can't be out there if you have that mentality. 23s, I think, is a good benchmark.
I agree.
From those two. If they can hit 23s, I'll take it.
They weren't that far off, but they have 13.
No.
I mean,
They combined for 13, yes. 13 out of the Bucks is 15. No, I agree. I mean, it is. Brook himself isn't, it's not a reflection on what he brings to the table. Like,
I think it is at this point, honestly. I'm at the point where it's like, do you need to re-sign him this summer?
I think that is a fair question.
yeah.
But I don't think it's a sign of him being physically slow. I think it's just with any lineup configuration, we know this is how teams are going to look at him. They know that the Bucks don't have enough on-ball pressure for him to navigate screens, to kind of call out signals. Him being he knows how to quarterback the defense. It's when he has to step out and then move. Like, he's just so big, and he is going to lose a step, but it's just more slower rather than like, a catastrophic injury kind of like waiting to happen kind of for him or whatever. But I do agree. I was hoping that this game would at least like resolve, like, is he going to be like the ceremonial starter? And is my confidence level that they're actually going to make the starting lineup change? No. But there were too many times where Miles Turner's bad game, missing shots, the things that he was doing in Indiana, he wasn't doing in Milwaukee tonight. And anytime that he was doing dribble drives, it's like, yeah, that's a win. What are you doing? What?
Yeah.
Um, it's unavoidable for this Bucks team if they want to crawl their way back into the series and possibly win it, that Brook Lopez is just going to be phased out. So I think things would have to really. I think things would have had to continue from halftime onward. We didn't see a 26-point swing for them to entertain not playing Brook Lopez, but I think even if he starts, like, 15 minutes might be the baseline, if not, I should say, lower.
Yeah, I think it's probably got to be less.
He's essentially playing the first shift to start the first and third quarters. So he played,
and to his credit, in that beginning of the third quarter, he was part of that lineup that really did close that gap. But it was a lot of Pacers misses in that time.
Yes.
I'll give credit where credit is due. He was part of a lineup that closed a double-digit deficit, but I don't think he was contributing to that.
Yeah. Well, I just think the problem is, I think they wanted to. Here's where I think Bob might actually start, because they started Trent, who, in addition to everything on offense, just navigates screens better than Prince. So I think it was like, all right, let's see if we have a better screen navigator, can we live and drop? And the answer was still no. Like, plus minus be damned, they got the shots. Like, we've said it 5 times. And the problem with that, I mean, it's just, you can navigate screens as good as you want. Even if you contain Halliburton, if Turner still picks and pops, someone's still got to go there. And then you're either, then you're in rotation. And the problem really is for the Bucks, they don't have a system. And there's, I think they probably could have something a little more creative. They don't have a system right now where they can rotate around and keep Brook in the paint. And part of that's just the Indy plays 4 or 5 out all the time, which makes it really hard. But they don't rotate 4 and keep Brook planted. And so then Brook has to rotate, and then we have Brook on Halliburton, Brook on Nembhard, and then you're hoping you get lucky, or just someone's wide open, right? Or Brook does stay at the rim, and then Nesmith is waiting, or whoever's waiting to shoot. It's untenable. I just think If you want to play him at all, I would just try a ton of zone, frankly. And as soon as they bust it, like twice in a row, maybe that's when you go to the bench. Nice, Rohan. But I think that's about all you can do at this point. And I just feel like, what's the case for not starting the lineup that's been awesome? Like,
Yeah,
what
like,
tradition are we
that's
holding
the
on to?
thing,
Yeah.
We haven't won a
right?
playoff
That's the
series
whole
in 3
thing.
years. Yeah.
2 Americas.
Yeah. Like I don't see a reason not to anymore outside of just like, this is the lineup we've been using, but you already threw that away. Prince had been the guy. He played 3 minutes. Again, this weird, bizarre trend.
He had a
TNT.
solid
out
3
Jordan.
minutes, by the way.
What?
He had a solid 3 minutes. I wasn't mad.
I
at
didn't
his
think he
3
was
minutes.
bad in game 2. I don't know why I don't know what this new rule is. I'm like, oh,
If you're not starting, if you're
done.
Get
You're
the
done.
hell out of here.
What? Like, why is that a thing? He was fine.
It's crazy. I mean, we're advocating for that for Brook Lopez, but like for the other
But
guys,
that's different.
no. That is different. I don't get it. I want to know what goes on in Doc's brain. Actually, I don't know if I do.
I do. Give me in there.
I don't know if I can handle it.
I don't think it's that crazy. He's an older man. That sounded weird.
Just an older man. Let's talk about Dame. Oh, what do you got?
I was just gonna say one more point about Brook. I think the other part of this, there were some possessions, as you mentioned, of like Siakam signaling out Dame, and Brook is, you could tell he's playing the mind game of like, when do I help? And even his help was late.
Yeah.
And it's like, again, that is just part of playoff basketball. It's the system basketball versus the one-on-ones, and it's like he can bring something to the table by just, I think, what's in front of him. There's not enough resistance defensively, at least with how lineups are when he's on the floor. And then it's just like when Miles Turner's hitting threes, it's just a different game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one thing Indiana was really keyed in on the Bucks backside rotations to start. Every time the Bucks tried to scram, they would pick on it. And to your point, like, it feels like they have Lopez timed out too. And I don't even know if half, because he's never been fast, but I think he lost like a quarter step in the last year-ish. And his rotation to help even at the rim has lost some effectiveness, and that's really hurt some of his minutes, I think, too. Damian Lillard, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 of 12 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3, but plus 16, only 1 turnover. It's tough. It's kind of weird.
What do you mean? The Bucks are used to having just solid defensive-minded point guards who don't shoot well in the playoffs.
I think Seeks posted earlier. Doc asked him to be Drew Holiday with the obvious
Shout
like.
out Seeks.
Good thing they didn't end up with Beal after all. Another reason to be happy it wasn't Beal. Hey man, you know what? They're going to need the shot eventually. I don't think, I'm going to go out on the record, don't think Gary Trent's going to average 37 the rest of the way.
Can you imagine that?
I'm down. I'm down if he's just going to be like, by the way, you should have started me the whole time. Duh.
He might get a max contract in the offseason.
You know what? They don't have his bird rates. Oh no.
No. Full MLE though. I'm ready. I'd throw away everyone else.
Honestly, I am.
I don't care. Ready. I don't care, dude. Make it happen. But what was I saying? Oh, about Dame. Right now I'm at a point where it's just like, can we get the series long enough to where Dame can find the rhythm? And you just have to hope that he can. And I think he can. Like, he's clearly tired out there. But he just looks
clearly tired. He's locking in on the defensive end.
I mean, the total minutes, I think, tell a little bit of the story there. Yes. Like, I think he's still getting that
he's still getting that conditioning back. 100%.
Yeah, that's
like when you miss a month and play 2 games, and especially 37 minutes after, like, the day after going like full court for the first time in a month.
Yeah,
that's gonna take some time, man. He's still he's a top 1 or 0.1 percentile athlete in the world, but still a human being.
Yeah. Just trying to do anything he could to get the Bucks to win, knowing the shot wasn't there, trying to distribute more, trying to defend more.
First Giannis and Dame home game playoffs.
Yeah. Undefeated, never lost. Did you tweet that yet?
No, it's too many stipulations.
Okay.
Yeah, you might hit
Giannis
a
and Dame
character
at home in the
limit there.
playoffs.
I only like to do it if it's one thing, not like two.
Okay,
Hey,
fine.
LeVar, what's the Bucks record when Doc Rivers changes the starting lineup?
And Giannis and Dame are playing their first playoff game at home together.
Too many characters.
On ESPNU.
Oh,
Rohan froze, but he's back. I just thought gutsy from Dame. They're gonna need him. They're gonna need the offense. They're gonna need it to be better as the series goes. But they got through it. They lived to fight another day, and only one day off now. But if you can get that game 4 win, I think you get another 2 days off then. Or no, you don't. It's another 1 day off. It's Tuesday. So we gotta find it soon, Dame. But I appreciate the fight. And that 3 felt so big, dude. The 1-3 was like, oh my God.
yeah. No, again, he's doing things. I think he knows that he isn't in rhythm. He has to compensate find the balance in some way. And defensively, he's playing with plenty of heart, plenty of hustle. It's very clear that he's doing anything possible. He's not the perfect defensive player, obviously at his age, at his size. Pacers are doing a lot of things to get him or to test him defensively. And at least he's fighting. It is inspiring to see him play to the level of he doesn't have any juice right now offensively.
Yeah.
Really. It wasn't even just the trying to find it from 3. When he's trying to snake his way through the paint, his touch on his floaters was really erratic.
Yeah.
You can just tell he's just it's what happens when you have as long of a layoff as he does. So at least I totally agree with you. You're going to eventually have to bring something to the table offensively, but I got the win tonight, and hopefully that stays the same on Sunday.
Okay, can I say it again? There's no way that he shoots worse or plays worse offensively than he did tonight, right? He can only get better as the series goes on, right?
I don't know. I hope so.
He doesn't hit a 3 game 4.
As long as they get the win, you get another chance. Real quick, YouTube viewers, can we get some likes? Can the viewers be likers? Our ratio here is terrible.
That is true.
Thank you. We appreciate all incoming likes.
And
Let's
those
game
watching
the
the
algorithm.
VOD, like it then.
Yeah, you can also like it, please. Drop a comment, hit the notification bell, everything else. Tell your friend. That's the number one. Let us know if you ever told a friend in the comments. If you literally, and I mean it, if you, I don't think people call each other anymore, but if you call people, text, iMessage, hey,
FaceTime.
Bucks playoffs, Bucks are still in it. Check out the Euro step. Boom, drop a link. That's a super soldier action. I don't know what super soldier action. Yeah, that was a better thing to say about that. AJ Green.
Oh,
the most fired up he's ever been. I think
this game, the crazy.
The clapping.
He was like, he's like, I can follow this 3-point shot. I love seeing animated AJ Green. I know he was hitting his shots. The biggest thing for me was it wasn't like he was Tiny Archibald out there dishing it out.
What? How would he have been Tiny Archibald? Explain that now.
He was big Archibald out there.
I will explain it right now because he had 4 assists. There were key. Just wait for one. There were key passes that he was making. Obviously, a lot of it was fighting Gary Trent Jr., who just was a flamethrower. But I felt like a lot of the ball movement that he was doing on ball was great. I've never seen AJ Green play as confidently that way and making passes that he threw a lob up to Giannis. It wasn't pretty.
One of the worst lob attempts.
It was like Shedeur Sanders throwing to his unnamed wide receivers because he's undrafted.
Getting reports AJ Green basketball version was also just drafted as Shedeur.
Oh my god!
That's gonna make the Wikipedia designations even more confusing because we already have AJ Green football and AJ Green. It's gonna be AJ Green basketball and football.
He's a 2-sport athlete.
Watch the new Pat Connaughton. Spiritual successor.
Can we stop with the Pat Connaughton, by the way? Like,
Yeah, a lot
Why?
of people think Pat should play. I don't think
Guys, we have
that's
too many players that have to play and
Yeah.
shouldn't play.
Yeah.
You can only play 5 guys.
At
But
once. You can do that more than Tibbs coming out of Jordan here.
you
only get
our
5.
starters are going the
You
whole
only
way.
get
48
5.
minutes. I don't want to see campaign on the floor. I don't know why I made him
Jalen,
like.
get up. How about Missoula yelling the trainer, don't go out to Tatum, and he like misses the next
Literally
game.
a serial killer. Why?
Psycho.
Why do we celebrate him?
But you know why? Because he's good at his job. I've come around. Would you not rather have him coaching this maniac?
It's crazy. One of his post-game comments after game 2 was like, I liked watching Porzingis bleed on the court.
Yeah.
He's nuts.
Just crazy.
Well, I think I'd rather have that than the serial bargain hunter here.
That's
I don't
honestly
know.
fair. Yeah, I'd take Missoula. I
I'd
don't
watch
like
the
Missoula.
town.
He's a bad person, but I'd take Missoula.
I'd watch the town 10 times for every title.
I watched the town solely to
12
figure
times.
out
I'll
what
watch
was
it once
going
a
on
month.
with Joe Missoula, and it made me question it more. One of the most average movies I've ever seen.
Well, you know what it was? He was pandering. It's a Boston movie.
Yeah.
He's calculated.
Well, Ben Affleck just only shoots movies in Boston.
Yeah, he's a Boston guy. Boston and Mexico. His
Dunkin'
2
Donuts.
places.
Crazy. What were we talking about?
AJ Green.
Yes, AJ Green. The passing was on point. Like, it's not just like the way he was playing within the flow of the offense. I thought was really good, Jordan. I thought very astute of you to point that out.
Tiny Archibald-esque.
We're not doing Tiny Archibald comps. I'm shutting this.
I
one
love
down.
that Tiny Archibald's the guy who comes to mind when you think passer.
It's great. That's what I'm thinking.
I was doing the Rolodex of like, what is the funniest name that I can pull at this?
That is a good
Like-
one.
Like
is a good-
legendary handle. There's so many contemporaries. Looking like Pistol Pete out there.
Oh, you would
Pistol
not.
might be too prominent.
I think looking
Tiny's
like
a little more obscure, I think.
Yeah, no, I think he nailed
Former
it.
Buck.
Honestly. Really?
Yeah,
1 year.
he was. You know, remember that tweet when they had the. What was it? Was it the NBA 75? And the Bucks had like, oh, Kareem, Oscar, Giannis, and like all the prominent Bucks. And then it was like Dave Collins, Tiny Archibald,
Yeah.
and then like Gary Payton, like all the guys that were like, yeah, we don't remember when he was on the Bucks.
Yeah. I don't think the player probably doesn't remember.
No,
Rohan, did we say Tyler Smith defends like a Minecraft villager?
Did we say that?
I don't know. Bruce in the YouTube comments, it's a very nice comment. My son knows how I refer to different Bucks podcasts. When I say my favorite guys, he says the ones who said Tyler Smith defends like a Minecraft
Did I say
villager.
that? That seems like something I would
That
say.
sounds
think
exactly like something
that
you
sounds
said.
like something you would
You
say. I
dropped
don't remember you
Unicef
saying that.
Reggie Jackson for Dennis Schroeder the other day, and I had my mind just reeling.
Yeah,
It defends
so
like a Minecraft villager. It's
hilarious.
awesome. If I
That's
said
great.
that, that's amazing.
I realize a lot of the times we throw out something, we don't think about it ever again, and it kind of like it resonates. And I think that's the greatest thing ever.
It's because we just talk a lot.
But like, when's the
Yeah.
last time we even talked about Tyler Smith that much? You know, like we haven't
Last
seen Tyler
pod,
Smith
because we were
Not
like
so much though. So
but
much.
playing basketball.
Oh,
about
yeah,
him
yeah.
playing basketball.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy. Shout out Bruce, man.
Shout out to Bruce and Bruce's son,
Yeah.
and Tyler Smith and the Minecraft villager.
Oh, by the way, Tyler Smith, was he available?
no,
He was out.
nope.
the
Series
thing.
still hasn't started, and Chris Livingston was out too. This couldn't be again with the Pacers in this luck.
I know, it's crazy.
They're
Imagine
gonna
if
give
CL
Rap
was
this
out there.
opportunity.
He could have pretended it was Utah.
He could have pretended it was the Noblesville Boom. That's the Pacers' new affiliate.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh my God, it is.
We're
I forgot
losing
about-
recipes.
Yeah.
What
We're
was wrong with
losing
the Mad
recipes.
Ants?
Nothing.
I think it honors something. They had like a Pacers legend. That's his catchphrase, "Boom, baby." But
Yeah, that's like their
the
hashtag, isn't it?
Noblesville is like, okay.
What's with the
Whoa.
yes sirs? Is it just
Yeah,
yes sir?
I saw
Is
that.
that
That
the
is
bit?
awful.
Is that
Awful.
the bit? Yes sir.
That's their that's their like tagline for or playoff
Yeah.
slogan.
All of these are bad. If you have to come up with a new one, just don't.
Yeah, just use a different one that people actually use. It's
Oh,
crazy.
what's the
was it?
Bucks one? I don't even know.
Win for Cream City, I think, is on their
Oh
shirt.
my God.
That is right. Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
would you not just do Bucks in 6?
I think it's too specific. Also, the
No,
Bucks
it's
do not
not.
give you enough credit, Ty. I will die
It's not my
myself.
thing. It's not my thing.
I know, but you brought it back.
No, I didn't. I just asked a question.
You
I
brought it
appreciate you
back,
saying.
Ty.
I just asked a question. It was always here. It was always here. It was always a thing.
We say as
but
Jordan Treske of win in 6 is on the side.
exactly. But it's a rallying cry.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing if you just need to say something? Like if you saw a Bucks fan on the street or something, Bucks in 6. That's like, or go Bucks. You can just say
I
go
say
Bucks.
win for Cream City.
Yeah, I say I'm licking Cream City bricks too, brother.
I say I take a Cream City brick from every building I go to and I make a shrine to the Milwaukee Bucks. That's what I say.
Rohan just leaving
For Cream
unstable
City.
buildings in his wake, left and right. Here's the thing: Kuzma was fine. I think
Yeah,
we
that's
kind of
the
covered it.
weird thing, right? He kind of was
Jordan
okay.
nailed it. Jordan nailed it. It's a tale of two halves almost every game now.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. Like I don't understand it. I really don't understand it.
Well, I think they try to feature him, and I don't think it works.
Yeah, it's like
I just
okay,
don't
we're
think he's
good.
very good.
Yeah, he's just like they want him to be one of the guys, like the guys, and he's not one of the guys. He's just a guy.
He's a
Can
rhythm
you play,
player.
like can
Yeah.
he play like Benedict Mathurin? Like that
No.
type of guy. Like, can you rise above, like not actually play style, but can
Actually,
you like
maybe.
can you elevate your play as a role player, not try to be a featured piece? Like, does that
Yeah.
make sense?
That I
Like,
mean,
can you
I
be
think he
like
could
an
benefit
Andrew
from the bench.
Nemhard, a playoff riser?
No, it doesn't seem like it. But I think the bench could help him. Like, just let him come in and like just take advantage of an opportunity. It feels like right now he's almost being pigeonholed, and I think he probably wants the role or whatever. But it doesn't look like it's working. He doesn't look comfortable when they're like drawing stuff up for him, and then he comes in randomly when the game is already going and it's not this big point of emphasis. And like, oh, I see a lane, I'm just going to go to the rim, or like I'm going to take the open corner three, which the percentages aren't great, but you know he's made some this series at least, and he's in rhythm.
50% in this game.
Boom.
baby.
Baby.
Noblesville, boom.
Yes, sirs.
Yes, sirs.
Yeah, I know. I that is a really good way to put it, Rohan. Of just like, can you be that? It's he is a role player, but we need him to be more than that. Like he shouldn't be on the same wavelength as Kevin Porter Jr., where it's like, do you have it tonight? No.
Where it's like Gary Trent, like I'm not asking you to put up 37, but can you like elevate more than your role? That's what we're asking for. Like I'm not saying like, yeah, go out there like Gary Trent just did. But like that's what Gary did is he played above himself. Like he's not a featured offensive piece, but he was a co-leading scorer for the Bucks.
He is now.
Yeah, he
He
is.
is now,
Yeah.
brother.
That's oh my god, yeah.
Him and Dame Freaky Friday.
Yeah. Here's the issue though for Kuz. If he is coming off the bench, like there's no lineups anymore where he's going to be like the worst spacer because it's always going to be Giannis or Sims. So it's going to be tough, but that's manageable. I think they can figure that out. But if we're seeing the minutes go down, I don't think they have to go away. I will say his defense has not impressed me this series. I've been disappointed. There haven't been much on Siakam, it feels like. But I think he's fine playing still, even though I'd bring him off the bench. I'd still play him some. He is just big and switchable. He's a really good Turner answer. I feel like Turner has not
like
had a
you
good
can start him
possession.
on Turner if you're taking Brook out or something like even if you want to like go in those micro lineups where it's not even a micro lineup, but like Kuz at the 4, Giannis at the 5, just stick Kuz on Turner. I think Kuz is really well suited to guard Miles Turner in a series like this.
I think he should be on Siakam. I just feel like we don't have. I feel like we have very small amount of possessions.
He's not. I don't think he's good enough for Siakam.
I
Siakam's
still
too
think we know.
crafty. That's true. We don't know. We haven't seen it. He just posts up AJ
they
Green
get the
every
switch.
possession.
Well, yeah, I don't think the Indiana really wants to attack that. Is what it feels like.
If they can get something easier, like they're too like Siakam's too good.
Yeah.
Not the sacrifice of their pace and like how they want to play offensively. That feels like that. Yeah,
Felt like the
it's
Bucks found some McConnell answers in this game. Sorry, go ahead, Jordan.
no. I was just gonna say like I just feel like it's really hard for him to kind of be like. It feels like a microcosm of he's blending in well enough, but it's just like we're gonna ask more of him because there are times where even his rim pressure, the fact that he's driving, I think that was the other thing is like when the Bucks shots were not falling, and there were plenty of shots that were not falling in the first half. It's like, can anybody but Giannis like kind of look towards the rim to kind of liven things up? And Kuzma's during that run, I think it was on the bench. Like
Yeah.
it's just a very, I don't know if they'll really figure it out until, not to use a Docism from last year, but like we need a first full training camp with Kyle. You know, we need a full training camp to see what
I
Kyle
don't know
brings.
if he's going to see training camp in Milwaukee. We'll
He's
see.
not. I'm
Well, we'll
calling
see.
He
my
loves
shot.
stability
I'm calling my
within
shot now.
organizations.
A lot of
calling my
playoffs.
shot
I don't
now.
know.
He's
I don't know
not.
if that guy's going to see the training camp either, Jordan. We shall see.
Oh, you're saying
Before we-
Kuzma?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if he's seeing
Kuzma
Yeah.
or Doc. We'll see how this all
or
goes.
both.
We'll see how this all goes.
Yep.
I like what you said. I think Jordan, we could get to a place where it's like he and KPJ both play a little, and you just go with whoever's better.
Yeah, see what you got, right? Because both of them
Yeah.
have been struggling. Both of them have had moments. Honestly, Kuzma more than KPJ has had like moments in these
KPJ
last
keeps the ball moving. That's the one thing he's done, but
Mhm.
they need more.
It
Yeah.
felt very deliberate that when he was struggling, Doc still rolled with him, but he had
Yeah.
Dame out there.
Yeah,
And that
safety
was
valve.
It's like we'll have you out there, but you're not on ball. Like you're not a lead ball handler right now. And
They want
it
the
helped him
defense.
better, but
Yeah.
it's still not a high bar.
Yeah. Don't know if we see Rollins again. I feel like I maybe have another true stinker like game 2 from KPJ, but just it feels like the ship has sailed. I mean, we know the rotation is going to get smaller, not bigger from here.
Doc likes to do what he likes to do.
I can't believe TP is gone.
Is he just
I never would have
banished?
imagined he's just gone.
Darvin Ham's crying himself to sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't think he
Mr.
was
Pockets.
bad.
No.
Like, that's I think he still could play. I think he could take some of the Kuzma minutes, honestly. Like,
Or Brook, if Brook's going to go down,
Yeah.
you could use some more size out there.
yeah, just don't have like it's crazy. Doc's like, you're either guarding point guards or you're gone. And that's
Yeah.
kind of insane, right?
That makes no sense. The whole
Like
thing,
it
I was
doesn't make
like,
any sense.
The Andre
Look-
Jackson Jr. Memorial.
Can
I
you
thought about this,
be Torian Prince is probably like, can I be a 4, please? That's
a
what I
3.
am.
I just want to be a 3. I've always wanted to be a 3. No one lets him be a 3. Think about the players who have started over Trent this year. Andre Jackson Jr., Ryan Rollins, Torian Prince, like some insane names have started at the 2
Chris
over
Middleton.
him.
Back just
Chris
drops
Middleton.
everything on the table.
Kevin Porter Jr. I mean, Kuz, I guess you could count as well.
There's got to be another weird one.
Yeah, I'm sure we're
Delon Wright.
missing some. Oh, God, did he? No.
There's
I
no
bet-
shot. I'll look
I'm
it
going to
up.
look it up. I also went to Torian Prince's Wikipedia page, and under his Bucks section, which is 2024 to present. On July 9th, 2024, Prince signed with the Milwaukee Bucks. On December 17th, 2024, Prince and the Bucks won the 2024 NBA Cup, which made Prince the first player in history to win multiple cup titles.
Let's go.
Delon Wright has started 2 games for the Bucks this year.
Oh,
Wow.
brother.
Did Trent come off the bench in either? Can you check the box scores?
that might have been when Gary was really bad.
Yeah. Man. Adding DeLon Wright to the list is crazy. Like, that's just like, how did we not get back to this place earlier? He's clearly the best 2 guard on the roster. By far. Not even close. A bad 8 games. They're like, we're done with you forever. I guess he was lucky to still play based on Doc's recent trend of someone getting yanked from the starting 5 and they're just
Gary Trent Jr.
gone.
came off the bench in both games.
Oh my God.
Oh, buddy.
Yuck.
Oh, man.
So was DeLon starting for Dame?
One for Dame. Both for Damian.
Okay.
Both
I
for
was
Dame.
gonna. So he didn't start technically at the 2 guard, but still pretty ridiculous.
AJ Green. We could add AJ Green to the list too.
That one's more defensible, but still. Was that a punt game?
It was the game that Giannis scored 59 and Ron Holland missed those free throws against the Pistons.
AJ Green got a start then, and he also never got another.
Yeah.
Doc, what are we doing?
That was the same game DeLon started.
Yeah. What a game.
DeLon, right, started a game where Giannis had 59 points. I mean, that makes sense.
Who are the other starters? Who are the other starters?
Brook, AJ, and TP.
So not just over the course of the season. In one game, Gary Trent Jr., who just had 37 points in the playoffs in a do-or-die game, came off the bench for AJ Green, Taurean Prince, and DeLon Wright.
Only
in
3 players
2024.
off the bench in that game, by the way. Gary, Ajax, and Pat.
Jesus Christ.
When I feel like I blocked this game out of my memory.
This is when the Bucks were
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah,
This is where
November
we thought they were
13th,
circling the drain.
they were. Stockholm Syndrome. Oh my God. We repressed this.
I feel like I forgot this game. I don't remember
I 100%
Giannis scoring
did.
59.
Do you remember why do I keep saying Ryan Holland? That's not his name.
Ryan
Holland.
Rollins.
Yeah, actually that.
Ryan
I
Hollins.
need to like go back and watch this game tape, man. I don't remember this game at all.
You
That was a
don't
game
need to,
that
I don't
Holland
think.
missed both free throws
Yeah.
and it went to overtime.
And the Bucks won. Insane game.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron Holland. Anything else from this game or in the series? I mean, we
Help the Bucks play this Pacers team because that's the tiebreaker over to Detroit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they ended up getting it anyway.
And
but
yeah,
Yeah.
it helps.
Ooh.
Otherwise, we got horse news.
I mean, Bobby, we didn't talk a ton about Bob. Like,
Yeah.
not
Well,
as
Bob-
efficient. He's not going to score 28 like he did in game 2, but
Yeah.
you know, he's playing within himself, and I don't think
He's
we
on
can
my
say
top
enough
5
good
trust
things.
list, man.
Like, I trust him so much. It's crazy. Like, I think he's a very important player for this team because he's playing he's playing like perfect Bob basketball.
Yeah. Basketball.
Nice.
When it was when the game was like out of reach for the Pacers, and he's like trying to hype up
Yeah.
the crowd, and he's like right in front of
Right
the
in
Pacers
front of their
It's like,
bench.
oh my God, I love it.
He's
I
just
love
like
it.
he's begging someone to do anything.
Yeah.
I think really
Gennaro
important that-
Pargo, try me. As the assistant coach for the Pacers.
Oh,
Lloyd
yeah.
Wright, do something. Is that
That-
Lloyd Pierce.
Lloyd Pierce. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I'm thinking about DeLon
okay.
Wright. Lloyd Pierce. Sorry.
really important. The Bucks pissed off the Indiana players this game. That needed to happen. It was all the other way, of course, previously. Not Nemhard. Matherin with the tack after he caught the knee from Giannis to the gut, trying to defend him, and it was still a foul. Always a little funny. I mean, he wasn't hurt. Always a little funny though, when like you take the worst of it and it's still you committing the foul, which it was in that case. But he picks up the tag, trying to get in Giannis's face in the free throw. I need this account on X, whatever, Twitter, that's been
Oh my
finding
God, Ty,
like
what are you doing?
whatever, that's been finding the audio of the altercations.
Yes.
I
that was
know
my first thought. I was like, what did they say? I don't know what it was.
I know whatever Giannis said back was hilarious.
Yeah.
After seeing the trash talk with Beasley near Cade, I know Giannis said something completely out of pocket. I need to see it.
Absolutely. I need to see
'Cause
that. I
Giannis
love that
responded.
the next possession, he just went right at him.
100%. Of course, he was always going to. He was
Yeah.
always going to.
It's like you're like Benedict Mathurin is not stopping Giannis. Like, I don't know what
Eggs
he
Benny,
thinks is gonna
baby.
happen.
He
Eggs
had
Benny.
that strip. He had that strip in the regular season last year in the big Giannis game that the Pacers won, and thought it would be sweet like that in the playoffs, and it's not like that in the playoffs.
Oh, this is just random note of the game. The funniest thing. Thomas Bryant got like an offensive foul, and he's hooking Bobby, and he's like
Yeah.
bodying him for position, and they're playing the replay, and my mind it looked exactly like LeBron hitting the bucket to surpass Kareem as the NBA's all-time scoring leader, and Thomas Bryant was like just going
Box
like
guy.
It's so
Hall of
funny.
Famer.
He
Hall
will
of
never
Famer.
live that down for the rest of his life.
He's going to the Hall of Fame, Jordan.
Technically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's all that
true.
matters. Do you know who the Pacers' second leading scorer was?
Also,
Yes.
actually, that's a good question.
I
Was that
do.
Naismith?
No.
It was Naismith.
Oh, I'm looking at the second half. Whoops. I
Why
guess I didn't know.
Why did Ben Shepherd just come out of nowhere and just start
Dude,
playing?
he is, but everyone's like Carlisle's doing circles around Doc. He is. It's been pretty
I
low bar.
understand that, but like Carlisle has this. Every coach has this in their bag, and it's like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
well, I like a lot of Thomas Bryant, and they won his minutes. I think a little bit of that was probably garbage time, but a lot of the Thomas Bryant going up was not something I necessarily saw coming.
It's crazy because they've been winning the Jarris Walker minutes,
Yeah.
and then they
Yeah.
just didn't play Jarris Walker. I think
He
they
hit-
realized you're not going to be able to actually win those minutes, like be sustainable in those minutes, because like come on, like Jarris Walker. Me and Alex were talking about this. Like you just have him do anything else besides shoot the ball, and it's just rough.
Yeah,
But they had been winning the Jarris Walker minutes. It's just like free money. And you're just like, nah, more Thomas Bryant is what we need, especially when we're cutting back on Brook Lopez's minutes. You know, you gotta enforce your size, you know? We gotta get Thomas Bryant in there. He was there. I don't know, when LeBron became the all-time leading scorer, he had a better shot opportunity. It sealed whoever it was on the Thunder in the post. It was there.
I don't remember who it was. I Heart? I don't remember who it was.
I heard it wasn't on the team.
Oh, true. Was it Chet? No, Chet was hurt by
Chet
then, I
was hurt.
think. Yeah, I have no
Is it
idea who it
Dort?
was. I don't know. I also thought Obi Toppin was one of the Pacers' better players, but he only got 16 minutes, way less than Bryant, less than TJ McConnell. Mathurin only played 13 minutes, like kind of an odd rotation for Indiana tonight. I don't feel like as much as they're still in control of the series and could still, take a dominant hold on Sunday, I feel like they're in kind of a weird place right now with the rotation and the players. Like they're getting the same kind of thing from last year of Halliburton, of like he just kind of floats through most of the games, and if they're not playing with an advantage, he's not doing too much. Siakam continues to be great, but outside of that, it's like just kind of searching for like who's going to be the next guy. And this one, it was Nesmith, but even he only had 27 minutes. Like they just play very balanced in a way that I don't know. It makes it a little difficult. Especially, I'm really interested to see. I'd say Shepherd played well, probably one of the better Pacers in his minutes. I mean, he didn't do anything crazy, but they didn't have a lot of contributions. So is he going to be in the rotation now? Was that just one game? Is someone else leave? I don't know. Kind of a weird spot. This is, I guess, why coaches don't like introducing new guys, because now it's like, okay, we want to go less people, but he played kind of well. Who else do we cut then? I don't know. It'll be interesting.
To circle back quickly, Thomas Bryant was posting up Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Incredible. Now
Was
I
it
see
actually
why
Shea?
he wanted
I
the
am not-
ball. Yeah, David in the chat says that too. I see why he wanted the ball. That's a mismatch. LeBron was being selfish.
Crazy.
So much for that basketball IQ.
He's no hustle award winner like Draymond Green.
Oh my God.
Is that who won that?
Yes. The Hustle Award. Is that voted on? It can't be.
I think it is.
I don't think that's a ballot award, is it? No.
It can't be, right?
When that came out, I was like, what is this award actually? Do they give this out every year?
I think this is the
feel
second
like
or third year.
Marcus Smart may have won it
I
previously.
feel like it's not on. When I look at an article, like I don't see a ballot for that when people share their
Oh my
ballots.
God, it's been here since 1617?
Yeah, this is crazy.
Wow.
What?
Does it say who
This
votes
is-
on it?
This is a wild list.
Marcus Smart has won it 3 times.
Ugh.
Amir
hate
Johnson, Patrick
nice.
Beverley.
Amir Johnson.
Amir Johnson.
I
winning it.
don't think I realized Amir Johnson was playing NBA basketball in 2017-18.
Was that Nets or
If Amir
Raptors?
Johnson is winning one of your awards, it's not a good award.
Montrezl Harrell the year in 2019-20. Thaddeus Young in 2021 when
I
the
saw
Bucks
that
won the
Pacers
title.
stat. I saw that Pacers stat.
They
It's-
didn't have a staff for hustle and grit.
Oh my God. The award is
He's still-
decided using a metric known as hustle stats, which tracks
Oh my
defensive
God.
and offensive efforts such as
Oh,
diving for
I
loose
love it
balls,
now.
taking charges,
I love
deflections,
it now.
setting screens, and contesting shots. Setting screens, that's hustle.
Rudy Gobert is
Uh,
pissed off that he doesn't have this.
Jericho Sims. This is your award, Jericho Sims. 2025-26 Jericho Sims. I want to see you up in the hustle. I hope they release a top 5. I want to see Jericho Sims on the hustle award
Draymond
finalists.
Green ranked second in contested 3-point shots by averaging .1225 per 1 minute. That is what
Why
they have
per
in-
minute?
That's
Why
what
are you
they
doing
have-
it per
that's
minute?
what they have
Why
in
are
this
you
press
doing it per
release.
minute? Like point
Wow.
one, if that's what you're
He
delineating
ranked
by.
39th in offensive loose balls recovered with .0111.
It would be so easy to do 40 minutes and have real numbers.
Not even like just do it by like
Draymond Green
5
ranked
minutes, 10 minutes.
or game maybe.
Yeah.
Draymond Green ranked 8th in Raptor for 8.3222.
They use
Sorry.
Raptor for this?
No. I was
Oh,
joking.
okay,
Oh.
good. Oh my god. I was like,
I had to
no.
make that one up. Let's put it up.
Crazy.
I didn't know Trez was diving for loose balls like
Trez was he was
that. It
doing
must
that
just be
thing.
screens.
He was
I mean,
hustling
screened
in
for
other
Lou
ways
Will.
too.
He
That was the-
screened for Lou
That
Will
was the
100
first
times per
Kawhi
game.
Clippers year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that team was trying to go crazy because they had just made the playoffs without Kawhi and PG, and then they had Kawhi and PG. Didn't he win Sixth Man of the Year that year?
I think you're right.
One of those years.
He was hustling in other ways too.
He won Sixth Man of the Year that year.
That's
Wow,
crazy.
what a year for
Do you think
Montrezl Harrell.
do you think he's like, no, I don't want to hang up my 6th Man of the Year trophy. I want to put up my hustle award.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Is it some
He
guy on a
won-
treadmill just like running?
He was all NBL second team this year. Shout out Montrez.
Oh. How old is he?
He's only 31?
No,
I'm older
that's
than
not true.
Montrezl
That's
Harrell?
not true.
31.
That's not true. That's not true. That's a
Yeah.
typo.
Holy crap.
There's no way he's 31.
He is 30.
He's 31.
The Montrez with
Yes.
an L?
Yes.
The former Clippers big?
Former Clippers,
Rocket?
big Laker.
I remember thinking, hey, that'd be a good Bucks draft pick.
Yeah. That was the Rashad Vaughn draft.
31?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Second
he'd
team
be-
All NBL at 31?
And I remember
Yeah.
thinking that he was older because he was a sophomore in college.
When did
Here
he
I
get
am.
drafted?
12?
2015.
15. Wow.
I was gonna say no way 12. That's, he got drafted. He's a child prodigy. He got drafted at 11 years old.
Oh,
All right,
man.
John Horst.
Yeah.
We're talking about Montrezl Harrell's Hustle Award.
I think
Um,
John Horst getting an extension is almost confirmation. Nah, I'm not going to go
No.
that far. I think
Yeah.
it's makes it much more
Yeah.
likely that we do not see Doc Rivers next season.
Oh, that's not what I thought. You were
I
gonna
thought,
say.
yeah, I thought you were going to go the other way.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like, we've kind
If
of
things
meddled.
go poorly, you keep assuming they're still gonna flame out.
Here's the thing. Even if they win this series, they're getting demolished next round. Like this is not a team that's built
Even
to
if
win
they
a
beat
title.
the Yes Sirs.
Yes, sir. I think like this is not a team that's built to win a title, like at all. I don't think I'm gonna find any disagreement there. It's like
Let me see AJ Green in the starting 5, and I'll get back to you.
you're battling
Talk
to make
soon.
it out. You're battling to make it out of the first round. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like this is not a team that wants to be like is where they want to be. And I think that John Horst has not had his way in either of the last couple coaching searches. And they're like, the ownership's probably like, yeah, you've kind of been right, haven't you? Maybe we should have listened to you a bit. Coach of the year in waiting, Kenny Atkinson. You kind of wanted him, didn't you?
Yeah.
But no, Papa Jimbo wanted Doc Rivers. And here we are, begging for starting lineup changes on our hands and knees.
For obvious ones.
Exactly.
From playing the 2 guard, you signed to be the 2 guard at the 2 guard instead of
Or
Torian
just
Prince.
how about playing a 2 guard? How about
Yeah,
having
exactly.
how about playing 2 guards in a lineup? Crazy. I think Doc's gone regardless. I really do. I really do, and I think
I
they
don't think in
trust
any
John.
circumstance.
If they win the title, maybe Doc's not like. I don't think Doc's going. How about that?
No, I think even some when they lose to if they lose to Cleveland, if they get that far, I don't know. I we'll see. You make a good point. I mean, I do think it's now more likely that Doc goes than it was last week.
I think it's trust in him to be able to navigate that landscape, right? And it comes on the heels of, was it Phoenix who seemed interested in hiring John Horst? His
contract was just coming up.
Yeah, it was just a lame duck. I called
kind of
this
a deadline.
like a month or two ago, and I was like, "Isn't he a lame duck?"
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously not going to have all the answers. This stuff never comes out about executives, especially Bucks executives. If it like you're laying out though, if this is happening, like he made the Bud move, built that roster with Bud, got overruled, Giannis wants Griffin, and then the ownership wants Doc. And now after all that, he was able to kind of like hold on to it, not just hold on to his spot, but like get the opportunity back to actually build again. That would be like a Moneyball tier sports movie, especially if they do something else after.
Here's the thing though. He has one major thing in his pocket that no one else in the organization has, and that's his relationship with Giannis. He is the only thread left. He really is from when
Tell him
Giannis
how to
was
drive.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like like that relationship is seemingly rock solid. Why mess that up if you have that like if you have the opportunity to change things? Because like literally he is the only one left. I mean, I guess Fagan, but
on top of that too, just like the relationship, he gets him to resign every time it's dicey by
exactly
finding the move.
Every time he presents an extension to Giannis signs it.
Yeah,
that is the best you can do as the general manager of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Could win more. But
you could
that is kind of goal number one.
I think there is a majority of GMs would not let that like make that happen.
Yeah,
I would agree. I again, I don't want to make this podcast longer than what it is, but I do think it is super interesting to commit to this, even with knowing that Matt Ishbia has a lot of money and he's going to throw it down the drain to think that he can fix the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
Like, if you're critically thinking about what the Suns could actually do if they had lured John Horst over there, they have less draft assets than the Bucks.
They have no draft assets.
It's crazy. Like, imagine having fewer assets than the Bucks.
Actually, I mean, they might actually have more first they can trade, but they're bad.
Because they're just like in the middle.
They double mortgaged. Yeah. So
yeah. I mean,
Utah sets over bad first.
There's anything that Matt Ishbia knows how to do, it's double mortgage.
That's very true.
The other way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
don't tell Dan Gilbert that.
He would love it. I obviously know what John Horst is worth to this organization. I totally agree. He is. It's not even just when Giannis was there. He was there before Giannis was there. He knows what it's like when the Bucks were, 8th seed or bust, and Brandon Jennings is saying Bucks in 6, winning 6. Like it. He is going to be the second longest running GM in Bucks history. That is pretty remarkable. Like, this is not a franchise that sticks with people knowing what they
won a title under his stewardship.
Yeah, and they've been successful, like, no doubt about it. I just think the only thing from my perspective why I would raise a question is that he made the move for Lillard. I think we obviously thought there wouldn't be any growing pains. It felt like it was going to be like, yep, this is the next. They're going to bridge this gap. They're going to have 2 stars. It's been a lot harder than we ever thought. That much is clear. He knows how to be the kind of conduit from ownership, and that has obviously changed over the years too, and that's successful. But at some point, it's like, my biggest thing for him is like, can you reinvent the way that you make this roster? And you can't do it, for as much as we lament like what his draft picks were. It's like, in reality, he's picking late in the first round if he keeps with those picks. The chances are not high.
Yeah.
of a Giannis coming along or someone else. But I think he will have to reinvent or reimagine how he has had to build the Bucks with Giannis because he is getting older. As much as the standard's so impossibly high, I would like to see what does Giannis look like as he's 31, 32. You kind of envision him being more center Giannis. Can you get another ball handler? It's just different ways like that obviously you'll have to answer. But I think it's more of just the timing of this. Like it gets announced, they're down 0-2. We're all just like, this is a disaster if they get swept or if they just lose the first round series. And you're faced with the prospect of like, yeah, they might have to look for their third coach in 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think the original sin, as we know, is the Adrian Griffin hire.
Yep.
Like it's just that set them back in ways that I don't think they envisioned happening at all. So,
well, I think I was thinking this the other day. I wonder if he's still the coach if they don't go out and get Dame after. I'm not saying like Dame got him out of there, but I just feel like that situation became more of a pressure cooker, and it also unbalanced the roster in ways we've discussed.
If Griffin is coaching a Drew team, I think they let him ride.
That's
out
what I'm
season.
saying. And the starting lineup is Drew.
It's evident
Beasley,
that they should have let him ride out the season, but
yeah, Drew, Beasley, Chris, Giannis, Brook. It's just like a team that makes more sense than what they went with.
oh yeah,
because they've done it. Like they have that blueprint.
Yeah. I mean, still, what he tried to do wouldn't have worked. Still, I think, like Brook all over the place. But, I mean, if you have Drew out there, it just makes more things generally possible because he's such a disruptor defensively.
And that team knew how to play together. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Well, and I think even, I believe Marcus said it with you guys. It's like, if the announcer for the team that he's commenting on knows that the team is not buying in and it's 43 games into his first season, like, we will never know the full outside of the Terry Stotts thing.
Yep.
Like, I don't think we'll know the full breadth of like Adrian Griffin was only the coach for the Bucks for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to dive in. I don't think it's really worth revisiting that much. It's obviously over now and it is what it is. I think bringing it up too much is counterproductive, but got to move forward. And yeah, I mean, to your point earlier, Rohan, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, if it's Horst or someone else, I don't want to say doesn't matter, but regardless, let him pick a new coach and then build a roster for that coach, which they have not done since.
The Pelicans just hired Joe Dumars and Troy Weaver.
Well, yeah,
it could be so much worse.
The Kings went back to Scott Perry, who was with the Kings for like 3 months. Yeah. And they're like, we really like those 3 months. We're gonna bring you back 8 years later.
It can be so much worse.
Yeah, and like I think the biggest thing is that the ownership looms so large. The fact that they have gone out of their way to be like, we're gonna trust you. Like, this is the hardest time that they've had to trust
have messed
John
up
Horst.
so much that we kind of have to trust you.
But they don't. He is a clear scapegoat candidate. Number one. Yes. Number one scapegoat candidate. And
they're willing to eat the contract.
But
if they need to.
What are they giving, a bag of chips? What are they? No, he gets a real contract now. That was like before the last.
That was
one.
It was
that's 2 contracts ago where they were paying him like $10.
Just an old bit.
But it is. I understand, like, they can always eat contracts, but at a certain point, it's like you got to look at yourself in the mirror. Like, who are you? What do you have left if you just fire away the guy that was like, I'm always going to be there?
It's Milt Newton time, baby.
Milt Newton. Look at Nico Harrison, Patrick Dumont. Like, they're openly saying he doesn't have basketball knowledge. And it's like, it's not even knowing how basketball is run. If one guy is just running large with the organization, that seems like a problem.
Yeah. I think the best part about it was, I mean, I don't think it confirms Doc isn't back, but I think it does confirm we're not going to be in a world where it's like blame Horst, give Doc more front office
You're
power.
not cleaning house,
Well, you're not making Doc Pobo, which I think was on the table to some extent and was like a fear. That's certainly worse. And to your guys' point, I don't think it's fair to just be like, oh, they could have hired a failed retread GM, because obviously that's bad. But to whoever said the name Troy Weaver, I mean, I thought throughout the season, this earlier in the playoffs, like, oh man, can you steal someone from Oklahoma City? They're so good at drafting. Presti, what they do over there, they just churn out rotation guys. They win every trade. And that's what Detroit did with Troy Weaver, and he was terrible. And he wasted Cade's whole rookie contract. So hiring GMs is hard. I think it's harder than coaches. I think
like
it's hard
you
to get a
have
good
a
one.
solid GM. I'm not like, here's the thing. I'm not trying to say John Horst is the best GM in the league. He's not. He really isn't. Somehow it's Brad Stevens, and I hate it. But
but for now, I mean, he could be a pumpkin next year.
But look at what we thought of Kobe
you can
Altman,
hope.
like maybe 4 years ago.
Look what we thought about Nico Harrison last year.
Calvin Booth was a championship-winning GM 2 years ago. And the
Nuggets, when he went to the Bulls, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was Nuggets. We were all thinking Karnisovas, we missed out on him. And it's like, oh my God, what a bullet that we dodged. But like Calvin Booth would be like the guy that I was thinking, like, if they were to move on,
Justin
would they ever
Zanuck time, baby.
Oh, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Hey, he's up to 4th in command in Utah right now.
But like Calvin Booth, like the Nuggets were just like, this is so toxic. You guys are both out here.
You don't see that often. The double lose power struggle before playoffs might be a new one.
That is crazy.
It's crazy. So it's like to my point, I'm not saying John Horst is the best GM in the league. 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder, terrible. Just the Kyle Kuzma trade, terrible. It's like a lot of things that don't really work out, but there's also a lot of good things, and it could be a lot worse. And if you're going to have one guy in there, you want it to be the guy who is really good friends with Giannis. That's what you want. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters, right? Especially when the Bucks are still down 2-1 in the first round. I don't think the Bucks are going to win this series still.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Oh, I do think they are.
Oh,
you think they go rest of the way,
Bucks
or you
6.
think it goes 7?
Bucks and
6. You think they rattle off 3 straight or 4 straight? Technically,
I just think the evidence is proving to be incontrovertible. I added a syllable there. Rohan, what's the word?
I don't know. I don't know what you tried to say.
Let me Google Gemini this like Adam Schefter.
I think what's working is clear, and I don't think Indiana has a real counterpunch.
Oh, I apologize. Incontrovertible is a word. I apologize.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Irrefutable, it basically means, right?
That's like very meta. Like you using the word incontrovertible is incontrovertible.
Yeah. Ty, credit to you.
Thank you. But I don't see a clear like Giannis is such a problem. They've tried to just send more and more help. It doesn't work. And we're getting these lineups that we knew would work, and they're working. The margin's really small now, of course, but I think they're in a position, if they keep going in the direction they're going in, to just be a matchup issue. And like if Dame gets going at some point, the Bucks offense is really going to be electric. I think that's the big swing. If he continues to be 1 of 8 guy, maybe they do lose after all. But like I think they're kind of in a power position right now, and it's just about continuing to capitalize on it, because like Indiana's best, the Bucks could guard, and the opposite has not been true. The Bucks best with Giannis, Indiana has no answers. Whereas I feel like the Bucks have more answers for what Indiana has done.
The Bucks can mirror the Pacers' fast-paced style, like Giannis with shooters, is Tyrese Halliburton with the Pacers have.
I don't know if they can mirror it, but they can certainly compete with it. The Pacers are fast, man.
Yeah. But in terms of playoff
in this series,
it's playoff basketball, so it's going to slow down to some degree. But it goes back to how radical does Doc change things if he has to do it.
If we just get one more starter per game and then stop after game 5, we could really be in business.
Yeah, it's like, wait, Doc, you can't take out Giannis. No, that's the one guy you can't take out.
No,
Doc,
there wouldn't be enough players left to play.
Tyler Smith is starting in place of Giannis. What's going on? By the way, Giannis tied Tim Duncan, Allen Iverson, and Kawhi Leonard in 30-point playoff games.
Nice. What a list. Would not have guessed those 3 have the same amount of 30-point
crazy. 36. I mean, Kawhi's still going, obviously.
Say that list again?
Yeah.
Kawhi, AI.
Tim Duncan.
Timmy.
Did you say 36 or 30?
30.
30.
He has
That's-
36 30-point
Oh.
games.
Duncan early, they were playing to like 95 to 89,
Yeah.
but he'd like score 40 points.
Greatest power forward of all time, man.
Yeah.
Until someone with a 34.
Ooh.
I'm joking.
Not yet.
Giannis
Not yet.
might be second, you know.
I mean, it
Keep
depends how
shooting,
you-
it'll look like Tim Duncan. That
Mm.
midi.
Honestly, just needs to start banking it in. He's got it. So I think we've kind of answered this question that I wanted to really end on, is that what do you think is going to happen in game 4? Ty's saying a win.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks eke it out. The Bucks eke it out. I still don't think they win the series, but I think they can eke out a game 4 win.
You know,
Jordan?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go crazy here. It's gonna be the Kyle Kuzma game.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, the Kyle
It might
Kuzma
not-
game where he doesn't play.
It's not over 30.
It's going to be the Kyle Kuzma DNP CP
Torian
game.
Prince is
There's
like,
two
I
options.
just needed one game off.
Yeah.
I think Kuzma scores more than 12.
12. You think
I
he's
don't know.
getting double digits?
He got double digits last
He
game.
had 12 in game 2. Yeah.
I don't believe you. I
He
mean,
had
I
8
do.
in the
But
first quarter alone. Yeah. I 20 for Kuz.
Jordan's like, I don't know if I'm going that far.
20 points, assists, rebounds, and maybe
Okay.
minutes.
That's not a Kyle Kuzma game, man. 20 PRA with 20 minutes is not a Kyle Kuzma
He
game.
played 21 minutes tonight. He already surpassed it.
All right. So your prediction has become wholly meaningless. I just feel like when you look back at the series, when the Bucks are shooting themselves in the foot, the Pacers capitalized. But when the Bucks aren't, they looked pretty damn good and live throughout the games. So I don't know. Probably just too homer optimistic. But like the optimized Giannis lineups, they're a huge issue for Indiana.
Yeah, just the Giannis lineups in general are just a big
No,
issue.
not
Yeah,
all of
that's
them.
true. No,
Not
you're
all
right.
of
You're
them.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Think
Yeah, the
about how
optimized
close game
lineups.
2 was. Think about if they had won game 2, if they didn't play all those terrible first half minutes, and right now they're up 2-1. Feels totally command. And obviously ifs and buts, candy and nuts, etc. But 2-point game pretty late.
No, reminds me of game 3 last year.
Yeah.
Where Chris Middleton was just trying to will them to victory, but they
Yep.
couldn't.
Yep.
God.
RIP to a real one, Chris Middleton. He's still alive, by the way.
Still
but-
alive. Still
yeah.
alive.
He's on the
RIP.
Wizards.
Also,
he's on
a
the
request.
Wizards. I don't know.
Yeah. Last thing for me, I think that I have. Can everyone stop doing the tweet where you go, I'd have Chris with no legs over Kyle Kuzma?
Why? 'Cause
I've
it's
seen
true.
it 5,000 times. It's not true. It's not true. He's been fine. Everyone hates him. He's been fine.
He has
You'd
been
rather
fine.
literally
He's
have a
been
guy
okay.
not playing.
He's been okay. Like I agree with you, Ty. I agree with you.
It's always unfortunate when this stuff happens. It
I
reminds
just
me of
miss Chris, man. I like Chris.
I know, but that's the thing.
I
It's
love
not
Chris.
Kyle
It's-
Kuzma didn't break in and put the trade through.
He might have.
Yeah.
We don't know.
He didn't. He was
He
blogging.
did have a trade request.
I don't think he completed it for Chris Middleton specifically. And if he did, Wizards GM was really
He's
going
like,
above and
get
beyond.
Chris Middleton for me and make sure they throw AJ Johnson in.
Yeah.
You have to get AJ out of there. That's my trade request. You have to trade for AJ Johnson. I don't care if
And-
I'm on this team or not. You gotta
Brian
get AJ.
Keefe, create
Yeah.
a coach, get me out of here.
And get AJ
Crazy.
Johnson in here.
At least Winnie Harlow was courtside.
She was right next to Thanasis, right?
But yeah, I didn't know. I
think so.
didn't- Oh, nice.
I love how Brian Keefe, everybody was just dunking on the Wizards in that players survey that the Athletic did, and Brian Keefe was like, "Yeah, they voted him the worst coach in the league by like 16%." It's like, well, what do you think he's doing? He's coaching
Yeah.
the freaking Wizards. I mean, come on, he's already
It's
down.
not his fault.
Yeah,
To be
Fair
fair,
enough.
I did watch the Wizards like in person, like lose a
Did.
game on purpose, essentially. So
Yeah. Yeah. He probably got like a bonus for that.
he probably did. Maybe he's the best coach in the league. He can control
No.
he can dictate the outcomes of games really easily.
Just like
It's not a good outcome, but
the
he can make
Dolphins
the, he
owner
can
with
take.
Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, game 4, Sunday, 9 o'clock Central. Was it
Yeah.
9:30? 9?
No, I think it's
is
8:30.
8:30.
I think it's 9:30 Eastern.
And then Tuesday, game 5
At
is at
5.
5 Central.
Crazy. What are they doing? These cities are a half-hour flight away from each other. Like, what are we doing
Yeah.
with all these times? It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense.
Is it NFL draft on Sunday or is it over by then?
It's
It
over
has
by
to be
tomorrow.
over then, right?
Shadur
So
Sanders.
that's so weird.
Shadur Sanders will still be undrafted by Tuesday.
He's like
They don't start the
D'Angelo
game
Russell
until
getting
Shadur
shots
gets
up after the
drafted.
game.
Yeah.
He's still waiting. It's crazy. What happened? Like, why isn't he been drafted?
It's weird.
How
Nobody
did
went to
that
his
one
birthday
guy from
party.
Oregon get drafted before him?
Nobody went to his birthday party.
Okay, Jonathan Isaac is in the league, but like no one went to his church sermon.
That's right.
That one I feel like people get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I kind of forget that he's in the league still.
He's playing playoff minutes for the Magic, who have also done a Bucks and made it 2-1. I don't think they're gonna tie it, but hopefully the Bucks can on Sunday, 8:30 p.m. Central. We will probably not be live after the game.
We won't. I
There's
won't.
not a chance. We're getting old. We can't do that. But we will have a pod on Monday for sure, recapping what happens on game 4. But shout out to everyone who's tuned into this live here on YouTube and those listening to it after the fact or watching after the fact on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed and turn that notification bell on so you know when we are live. This series, hopefully it's going to go more than 5 games. So hopefully we're going to be doing some more lives. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast. Make sure you check out gspn.info for all of our links. Talk of the Tundra going crazy right now. We're getting some green and golden for the Packers out here, drafting a wide receiver for the first time since 2002. So make sure you check out Newmark and Jordan talking all things Packers draft. And the Brewers are doing well in season. Adam and Andrew are talking all things Brewers on Cruising for a Brews, and everything's happening. It's beautiful. Check out gspn.info for all of those links. Pod random. Talk to you next time.